Has long been known for his boasts about his wealth and success, but not everyone is buying it. One such person is Stephen Colbert, the sharp-witted host of the Late Night Show, who called out Trump for his exaggerated claims of wealth, taunting him in the process. In this video, we'll revisit the moment when Colbert publicly exposed Trump's false claim, nearly bringing him to tears.
Here's the good news. I'm very rich. I don't need anybody's money. It's nice. I don't need anybody's money. I'm using my own money. I'm not using the lobbyists. I'm not using donors. I don't care. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. I'm turning down millions of dollars for the campaign. Millions.
Looking at Trump boasting about his wealth this way is really annoying, right? But you know what's more frustrating? It's all a big lie. Trump doesn't have any money in his name. This is someone who claimed to be worth billions of dollars with $500 million in cash and buildings plus other investments. But shockingly, he can't even afford to pay his bail in a fraud case that involves a staggering sum of $500 million. So where did all his claimed wealth go? Well, Stephen Colbert did justice to that question by exposing the lies behind the supposed wealth of Trump on his show. First, take a trip down the net worth of Trump. Trump is said to be worth around $7.1 billion, but most of that came from his dad's successful business deals, which he inherited. Trump invested his inherited wealth in real estate, building hotels, casinos, and golf courses, increasing his wealth in the process. However, Trump made some poor decisions and lost a lot of his father's money. This is why, when he was ordered by a judge to post a bond covering $454 million in a civil judgment case on March 25th, his lawyers say he can't pay that amount. It's astonishing that Trump claims to have no money to pay, not even a single dollar. You might wonder, what about banks and loans? Apparently, Trump asked over 30 companies for money to pay his bail, but none agreed to help. Realizing his position, Trump tried a clever move by asking the court to lower or eliminate the bail, claiming he would suffer greatly if he had to sell properties to pay the bail. And the excuse actually works. On the day he was to pay the $454 million bond, a New York appeals court reduced the bond to $175 million for him to temporarily avoid paying a fraud judgment. The appeals court gave Trump 10 days to come up with the bail money. If he succeeds, his assets will be protected and he won't lose control of them. This ruling was a surprise victory for Trump, who was on the verge of financial ruin and likely to lose control of his bank accounts and companies.
This guy wished for more wishes, especially after how racist he was to the genie.
In all of this, Colbert still manages to find humor. Throughout the night of his show, he continued to roast Trump, making jokes and sarcastic remarks about his predicament. The show host didn't hold back, ridiculing Trump's misfortune with his signature wit and sarcasm. When the bond was posted at $454 million, yet, he also reminded the audience that every day Trump doesn't pay, the bill goes up by $114,553.04.
Every day that Donald Trump doesn't pay up, he's charged an additional $114,553.04. 4 more cents! 4 more cents! 4 more cents!
The late night host also took aim at Donald Trump's finances when the bond was reduced, and he still struggled with paying it. According to Colbert, the former president was thrown a lifeline. Another individual that speaks on Trump finance is Seth Meyers, and he did that on the Late Night Show as well. Meyers looked back to his 2015 presidential claims that he would make a great presidential candidate because he's so rich and he doesn't need anyone else's help.
As you'll recall, one of the very first things Trump told us about himself when he announced his campaign back in 2015 was that we could trust him to be independent.
He also highlighted the hypocrisy of Trump's situation, noting that he had raised millions of dollars in 2016.
Of course, Trump not taking money wasn't true at the time. Trump raised millions in 2016, and it's especially untrue now when he and his allies are on TV all the time begging for money.
Now, Trump is soliciting donations from anyone who will give, even enlisting the help of loyal supporters like Lindsey Graham, begging for money because none of his wealthy friends will lend him a hand.
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. If you could chip in, if you've done well, if you've remembered those great 4 years that we had where you made a lot, we need your...
You need to help this man, Donald J. Trump. They're trying to drain him dry. Give the president some money to fight this bull. Stand up and help the man. Pray for our country. Pray for him. Go to donaldjtrump.com and give money so he can defend themselves.
For context, the case Trump was charged with was an overstatement of the value of his assets. Trump was ordered to pay the money he gained from lying in financial statements to dupe lenders and insurers. In a Truth Social post, the platform he created for his own use, Trump claimed that he had nearly $500 million in cash, but he would much rather spend it on his third presidential run than the fraud judgment. During the closing argument of his New York fraud trial, Trump was asked by the judge to deliver a closing statement, wrapping up the trial. Trump used that as an opportunity to launch into a rapid-fire tirade against the case in court. At first, he had been adamant about delivering a closing statement in his defense, but that move was denied by the judge, who eventually granted him another chance on the condition he did not speak on matters irrelevant to the case.
And a surprise turn, as the judge reversed his earlier decision and allowed Trump to speak.
But Trump ended up plunging into a long-winded statement, claiming he should be paid damages for what he has gone through, calling the case a fraud on me.
This is a political witch hunt, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before.
Also faces criminal charges in 4 different cases. He denies any wrongdoing.
Not long after delivering the speech, Colbert launched a barrage of teasing towards Trump. Mocking the Republican presidential nominee, Colbert launched into his own version of Trump's breathless-sounding statement.
Look, your crooked honor, this is a plot by Crooked Joe, Joe Rogan, Hogan's Heroes, Meatball Hero, Meatball Ron, Do Ron, Da Bill Bar, Bilbo Baggins, Bag of Rice, Paella, Spain.
This isn't the first time Colbert has called out Trump during his show to taunt him. Colbert later brought up the hush case of the former president after his lawyers were busted for making an epic legal mistake. Colbert said if anyone thinks Trump's lawyers aren't ready for the case trial, they're absolutely right. This is what happened. Trump's lawyers subpoenaed Jeremy Rosenberg, a former employee of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, to hand over documents. However, they complained to the court that Rosenberg was uncooperative and dismissive, stating he didn't have any of the documents they were seeking. It turns out that Jeremy Rosenberg didn't have the documents because Trump's lawyers had made a mistake. They had subpoenaed the wrong person with that name.
We found out today that in an attempt to get relevant files from a former district attorney, Trump's lawyers subpoenaed the wrong Jeremy Rosenberg. Wow. 2 Jeremy Rosenbergs in New York City? What are the odds?
To make matters worse, they even sent Rosenberg $15 to help cover the cost of sending the documents, which he didn't have. In a sarcastic response, Rosenberg wrote back to the lawyers, "I'm keeping the $15, thanks."
Trump's lawyers also sent the guy some money for shipping of the requested files, and the wrong Rosenberg informed them, P.S., I'm keeping the $15. Oh, watch out, Jeremy. You don't want to piss off Donald Trump. He will send a squad of goons to rough up someone with your name.
In another episode of his show, Colbert mocked Trump for seemingly not being worried about his wife, Melania Trump, leaving him when the story about his alleged affair with adult film star Stormy Daniels had the former president claiming his time on the market would be fleeting. When the criminal trial against former President Trump enters its 4th week, his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified about Trump's reactions to the potential release of a story about his alleged affair. Cohen, the main witness in the trial, told the court that when Trump learned the adult film star was about to go public with her allegations, He was worried about how it would impact his 2016 presidential campaign. However, Trump seemed to overlook how this might affect his marriage to Melania, whom he had married in 2005, a year before the alleged affair in 2006. Cohen said Mr. Trump wasn't thinking about his wife Melania. This was all about the campaign. When Cohen decided to question Trump on how this would impact his relationship with Melania, he testified that Trump said, "Don't worry, how long do you think I'll be on the market for?"
Saying, don't worry, how long do you think I'll be on the market for? Not long.
Speaking on this, Colbert said,
You know he'd be playing the field. I'm going to be all over the apps. Tinder, Bumble, Seamless, Grubhub. Ladies, delivery is free, but guac is extra.
What's your thoughts on Colbert's comments on Trump's financial stance? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more updates on the Trump trial.
Uncensored.